New viewers, get ready to be graced by the sexiest, cleanest, clearest, and oftentimes most accurate crypto charts in all of crypto YouTube. Right behind me, Harry Potter Cloak, we're going to cover 3 time frames. The macro with the halvening labeled and all the previous market cycle tops. We're going to take a look at what it means that this EMA cross, which rarely only crosses red during very, very large downturns, with 100% hit rate of very strong downturns. What does that mean? It's getting ready to happen right there. And then we're going to go into the mid-macro, essentially from the 69K top, a 2-year-long bear channel. BlackRock ETF news came out, which broke above it for the first time in 2 years, above the macro channel, bearish channel, and then a perfect retest. Will this retest fail and price get sucked back in and perhaps challenging previous lows of 15.5, or will this prove as support to get on up and onward to all-time highs or all-time highs for this year? And then we'll end up with the micro time frames. Are you ready? Well, hold on to your panties because they might get wet. This is going to be a good one. Let's go. Okay, first off, take a look at this chart. Look at this. Look at how when you have a bear market, 2015, 2016, this origin channel, the lines were used as support. Support. Look at this. 3,200 low in late 2018. Support. See how that's the blue line? Blue line? All right. And then coronavirus dump, it went below support, but what did it do? It V-shaped back. Let me zoom in here. It V-shaped back into what? Back into support. Above structure. Structure. Hey, look. This is why buying altcoins right now might not be a great idea. All right, now look what's happening. So you might say, hey, there's a monthly stochastic RSI curling up, and I hear other YouTubers talk about momentum to the upside. Well, this is where, new viewers, you're going to learn something very quickly here. An oscillator like stochastic RSI, which I guess we can pull up right now. Here's another oscillator, but this one's curling down. This is the MACD, and 100% of every time that it has an official cross down, it has been a very bad thing that's getting ready to happen again. However, I was going to save that for last. Kind of a spoiler there. But your stochastic RSI is an oscillator. I guess we could look at it on the monthly. It was curled up, but now it's curling down. So now you have you might have been hearing analysts talk about this being crossed up, right? And how that's super bullish. Well, now it actually has crossed back down. The MACD on the monthly, another oscillator, which I don't use a lot, is also getting ready to what? See this cross? Cross back down. So the oscillators that were crossed up have a barely confirmed cross down alongside what is happening here. This line is resistance. When was the last time this orange line was played with? Back when Bitcoin was about $11, $12. And that was back in 2012. Take a look. What is going on? Resistance. Every other time was support. The only time it was not, it V-shaped back up into support. And we just got a rounded rejection. A nice, slow, rounded rejection over months, not a V-shape. So if you're checking out altcoins right now, you got to take a look. If there is an oscillator that's curling up that I'm hearing because I want altcoins and I'm listening to YouTubers, take a look. Those oscillators oftentimes get, I guess, momentum shifts, but it doesn't tell you how big that wave will be. Does that make sense? It tells you a wave is coming, but it does not tell you how big that wave will be. So if you could imagine this is a ramp and you go up the ramp, right? Because you have a car, something like that, right? And the car goes up. All right. So you have a car and the car is, let's say, over here. Boom. This is your car. An oscillator is the ramp. So if you have oscillating indicators coming up and you say, yes, like that means price is going to go up, right? Oh, I'm buying altcoins. Well, what does the function of a ramp require? It requires that the car or whatever you're trying to, a bicycle or whatever, or maybe one of those RC cars that you drive, it requires that it goes up the ramp properly. Because let's say if you have a couple tires hanging off and you hit the edge of the ramp, what happens? You go, pfft. So with that concept, oscillators that might be curling up that get you bullish and you're all buying altcoins because you think you're getting rich tomorrow or in a few months. Well, what does this look like? A ramp. Are the tires situated correctly? No. It's already done, tried to come up, and it's already done falling off. It's already fallen off. I'm talking like a hillbilly right there. It's already done falling off over there. Do you see this? So these oscillators are not supported by structure. They are not supported by major EMA crosses. Crossing down. Look at this. This is the weekly 10 and 21. Its hit rate is, every single downturn is associated with a significant move down in price. Not 10%. I'm talking 30, 50, 70%. Every single one. Every one. Let me take off price. Every single one getting ready to happen. I mean, within, I think, on this weekly closure. It could confirm this week. But regardless, it looks like it's getting ready to happen. The probability of that happening is very, very, very high. I'm not saying it'll take it down to 12.6. I'm saying if you're already in altcoins and you're already down on average, even if you're up just a little bit, I mean, what's going to happen with that, with the normal association of that cross? Now, if you take a look at the monthly, same deal. Monthly 10 and 21. Look, what was the requirement of this bull run or getting out of the bear market in 2015, 2016? You cross up and you stay above it. Look, take a look. So monthly EMAs goes below it, gets above, stays above, perfect retest in April of 16. Stays green, stays above, retest, right? Okay, look. So bull market, 20K top of 2017 run. Bottom of it was about 3,200 down here. What happened? It crossed red. Bitcoin got above it and stayed above it all but 1 month, coronavirus, and it V-shaped and closed back above it the very next month. The very next month. The only month it didn't stay above, even December of 2019 closed above. Do you see how it closed above? It wicked below and closed above that, or inside of it at least, above the top of it. So one small exception here, but V-shaped to make up for it with aggression. Like a lot of aggressive buying. Now look at this. You take off price. What's that? That's not good is what that is. Altcoins. Like you're DCing in altcoins? I mean, yeah, they're pretty low, but this is indicating they're about ready to get a lot lower. This has never happened before. So if you're seeing, momentum to the upside and oscillators and this, anything that oscillates as an indicator, they're ramps. The car's not going up the ramp correctly. It's not going to work. At least not on this try. You got to fall off and then go back away from the ramp and approach the ramp another time. And this is a monthly scale. It's going to take potentially a year longer before it gets another chance. I'm telling you. This probably won't have a good chance of correcting and then getting back above until I would say Q2 of 2024, so like April and after, at the very earliest. Very earliest. So that's just shy of 12 months. This is a monthly idea at stake. So that's the first portion, macro. What's needed to, be confident in purchasing altcoins is not in the charts. It's not there. Things that have never happened before are happening in a bearish sense. both this cross here, the monthly cross has never happened like this before, very bad, and this line here is the lowest one that's been touched since 2012. And it just got a nasty rejection from it, and the first horizontal of test that Bitcoin has. It's the first one on the monthly scale. Look at that. Totally failed it and got rejected by this origin line, this origin channel line. It's not good. All right, so let's keep diving in. Now, mid-macro. So if you don't like what you see there, okay, well, let me show you a little bit more. There is a lot more hope on this chart. This is the mid-macro. You have your 69K top back here, a 2-year-long bear channel. BlackRock News pumped Bitcoin price above it. XRP News was in the middle of this. It didn't do anything, which is crazy. It just really is a testament to how few people are truly in crypto, which is why trading altcoins on futures and on leverage is a silly idea in this bear market, because there's nobody here. You're literally trading against the exchanges and their algorithms and other algorithms. Yeah, because banks aren't really pissing with the altcoins. You're just getting your money taken for the most part. So if you in a group are trying to short, guess what? You're probably going to get squeezed to the upside because it's the exchange doing it. Most likely. Or exchanges. So heads up there. There's not enough liquidity really to be trading a bunch of altcoins right now. And there's not enough volatility to even be trading Bitcoin. So if you're trying to trade crypto right now, that's, I don't know, it's just probably not a great idea. You can't trade 6 hours of trend or 6 hours of movement after 65 days of sideways and then going back into 20 days of sideways with only 6 hours of movement and 80 something days. Right there, that's 6 hours. That lasted 6 hours, this dump, and then sideways in a 3% range. 4% sliding range over here, 65 days. That's not tradable. Okay, so anyway, will this be top of the channel and this origin line be used as support? So the way I see this happening, if we don't get a V-shape, is Bitcoin might come back down here to test it, just dipping below 25K again, and then come back up to this origin line, and then start breaking more immediate horizontal somewhere around 28, 29K. If you see on my channel in the near future, in the next couple months, that Bitcoin is above this origin line here and is working its way up, and we're staring at this horizontal because essentially it'll turn into an ascending triangle, right? That is probably the best way, the best chance Bitcoin has. Oh, with a dip down first, sorry. Dip, V-shape back up in here, retesting the 28, 29K horizontal, 28.5K horizontal. That is Bitcoin's best shot. Likely another dip down to recruit some buyers, boom, boom, create some bullish divergence on like the 4-hour time frame, maybe even the daily. This is literally Bitcoin's best chance. A dip down to about 24K or just above, come back above this origin line, and then challenge the 28.5K horizontal. So what I just drew 3 times, that is Bitcoin's best bet of going up right now. Another way it could happen without dipping down, yeah, it could just walk its way up. That could happen as well. So if you're going to see Bitcoin bust out and altcoins do well, that's what you're looking at. And you will not find this origin line or the top of this channel line, most likely on anywhere else on YouTube. You might, but not together you won't. I nearly guarantee you that. But this juncture is huge. Where 2 important lines cross is a big deal. And I think, look at my last YouTube video. I don't know how many other YouTubers were looking for this drawback to the 25K area exactly at the retest of this. I made a show-off video in that regard. Even though the BlackRock News, I had a really nice streak on Bitcoin analysis and it ended there. But that's news-driven stuff. And somebody even went on my channel saying, haha, you take a break and disappear when you're wrong? No, it went sideways for 60 days. I took a break because it was summertime, dork. So yeah, if there's news that is you cannot anticipate, great analysis will be wrong. Like, that's just what happens. If a nuclear bomb, knock on wood, went off, and the best analysis in the world says there's going to be a bounce here in that hypothetical scenario, that nuclear bomb is going to make it go down. It's bad news. People start selling in terms of risk. They get rid of risky assets. Yeah, I don't understand why. I don't know. Anyway. So check this out. That's what's at stake right now on this time frame. So if those bearish crosses and the lack of bullish cross on the monthly from the previous chart, remember the long-term time frame? Well, what's at stake structurally is it gets sucked back into this 2-year-long channel. And then literally at bare minimum, you're going to hit this area here. you're going to hit this next origin line. It could be saved around high 18s, low 20s, high 18s to 21K, this origin line. But this origin line will be touched if its price is sucked back into there. At minimum, this origin line or lower, because that's how the origin lines work, and they've worked that way perfectly all but one time during the Wyckoff coordinated attack on Bitcoin in May of 2021. There's only one exception to any origin line rule, and the origin lines are the ones that go this way, and they are only on my channel, and they are kind of mind-blowing, particularly when you look at them on the daily and weekly. All right, now we're going to dive in a little bit more. These are your downside targets. More immediately. There you go. You can just look at these. So at the very lowest, okay, for a one move, like it happens in the matter of hours, the lowest I could see price going is just below 22.9, which is the quarterly 21. So that could be as low as 21, the mid 21Ks, and then specifically a bounce directly back above there. So dipping below the quarterly 21 and then immediately coming back up for the next immediate move. I'm not talking about months in the future. If we get a downtrend, yeah, it'll go below there. But for the next tradable move, that is the lowest immediate thing. And then it can drop from there longer or even more, right? Lower high and then another lower low. I'm not talking about, so this is kind of like mid-term analysis. I don't want to go months in the future. I'm talking weeks. Dip below 22.9 or the quarterly 21 and then immediately coming back up to it. Other areas of support, I mean, there's a bunch of support here. I mean, look, even though there's a bunch of resistance, as we just saw, the weekly EMAs, weekly 21, weekly, monthly 10, monthly 21, weekly 10 and 21, monthly 10 and 21. It's looking really bad. So you have a macro horizontal at 24.5. You had the 2-year long bear channel, again, which could be used as support around 24.2, just under 24.5. And this is all the support. So no matter what Bitcoin does in the near future, if it goes to the downside, its next immediate move will interact with one of these areas, period. Or even maybe just the origin line. It could do this and really start working its way up. That's it. This is what's at stake, because all the big EMAs that people would trade off of are above this. Outside of one, the weekly 200 EMA is at price now. The weekly 200 EMA. And we'll look at that on the micro. So this is the midterm time frame stuff. If Bitcoin goes down, it's going to these levels and it will interact with those. What's at stake right now? If you want to look really precisely at that nasty EMA cross, but on really low time frames, you can use the MTF EMA and go, or just any EMAs and go to the 1 hour specifically. I'm on the 1 hour chart. Use the EMA fill. I apologize. EMA fill and put on the 3528 EMA. And the 1680, and you can see the weekly 10 getting ready to go below the weekly 21, that bearish initiation cross. And using the 1 hour items like this makes it more precise, because the lines are jagged like this, like Minecraft type of stuff. So that's how to make it clear. So what's at stake immediately? The weekly 200 EMA. If price starts using this as resistance, guess what? Boom, we're looking at this chart. That simple. If price starts coming up, well, nothing's really changing until you are above this slope line right here. This is your lower high zone. Anything all the way up to another double local top at 28.2. What is that? That's just a midterm time frame, a 4 hour time frame. Because if you go like this, boom, look, that's just connecting the last two highs. The 32K with the back in July of this year, with the 30K height at 30K move in August. And that would just be another lower high. So nothing is truly going up on the 4 hour time frame until you're above that slope line. And everything else is just trading in a range. Or it would be a failure pattern just above the monthly 21 without making them cross. So to the upside, there's literally no real upside until that is broken, which would also get you above the monthly 21 and the monthly 10, which would be super, super significant. And that is the short-term time frame. Remember, if it falls off this micro chart, then you just go here. And if it gets way deep into this channel and goes below the quarterly, then we're looking, well, actually, I could just zoom out on this. Then we're looking at the 2-year bear channel. And I would have to get rid of these, like So boom. And then if it goes even deeper, then we're looking at the high 18s to 21K right here. So in a step. See that? Boom. All right. If you liked what you saw, new viewers, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and then feel free to check out the links to the private community, 2 private communities down below. And you just got Tim at Fad Worldwide. Peace.